Hello and welcome to a new video. I'm going to talk about how to use the piano as your emotional outlet, because it has helped me many times during my life to deal with maybe you are sometimes upset or you feel a little bit down, and then you sit behind the piano and you can literally translate the way you feel through your fingers on the piano, and the sound that would represent that comes out of the piano represents how you feel. So it can be a relieving, or it can be something completely depressed. Or mysterious. Let me turn up the volume for myself because I have trouble hearing my piano. So that's better. So, of course, it requires some training before you can get to the point that you can use the piano as your emotional outlet. However, I created a system that allows you to play for as long as you want, just by combining different group of notes, like gluing them to each other, and instead of using sheet music, you can use the color blocks. That is something I came up with. And for example, if you play the yellow block, it looks kind of complicated. It looks like a lot of notes, but you can play them from anywhere on the keyboard. And that's the big advantage of the color blocks. So you can play them from anywhere on the keyboard and you don't make any mistake if you stick with the pattern. You can play them for as long as you want, like forever. This is the red block. And when it starts to get boring, you can change the starting position. Do you see that when I do this, it's exactly the same pattern as when I do this? That's the magic of the yellow block, or all the color blocks. So there are 5 color blocks in total, and you can learn them all by following my YouTube videos, or through the link below, where you get more personalized piano learning experience. But I just want to highlight the red and orange right now, because they work great together, especially in certain chord progressions like C red I'm playing here, and then A yellow. So why this is C red? Because I start with my pinky finger on the C. And why is this A yellow? Because I start with my pinky finger on the A, and the pattern that I play is the yellow pattern, the yellow block. So the next one we're going to play is the red block from this starting position, F, and then G red, So back to the topic of today's video. When you learn the different color blocks, you can stack them together and just write down on a piece of paper with a pen C red, A red, F red, G red, copy paste 5 times, and you have a song that takes one minute. If you copy and paste that for 20 times, you have a song that is more minutes, a lot of minutes. So with little tricks that I teach you, you can make your music cinematic, and it can reflect the way you feel, and you can literally use it as your as a meditation thing, basically. It really helps me personally, because everybody has a moment where maybe you're feeling down, or you feel upset, or you feel insecure, or something like that. And then there's the piano as your best friend, and it's like telling you, hey, Cohen, come here. And then you're looking at the 88 keys. You have no idea where to start, but the color blocks gives you some structure, and you can improvise away and let your mind drift away. So, I mean, I get very calm when I play stuff like this. So your reality bends into something new, because the thing that you were upset about doesn't exist anymore. It still exists, but it kind of absorbed the energy of that upsetness or that depression or whatever you feel, that gets absorbed by your own creativity. And that is just such a powerful feeling as soon as you start playing behind the piano. And it's time to get rid of the idea that you need to read sheet music before you can start to play the piano. And another thing that I think is interesting, I would say. So traditional piano lessons, I had traditional piano lessons for a long time, but all of them, I think at least 99% of all piano lessons in the world start with the right hand. So you learn play the piano with the right hand. However, I think that you should start with the left hand. So when you learn color blocks, you start with the left hand. But why is that? Because in the lower register, we play the lower register of the piano with the left hand and the higher register with the right hand. But the reason I think the lower register is, I wouldn't say like more important or something, but it's more defined. It's more static. It's more accepted by our human ears. Let me give a very quick example of that. So if I play this, or I play this, I play exactly the same, but in a different octave. And this sounds good. This sounds warm. This sounds like home. This sounds like good. And this sounds very thin, very sparse, very undefined. It's a big jump in octaves. But you notice the more I go up, the less defined it gets, especially in the highest register. So, why is that? You can dive into nature and the human ear, especially into overtones, because that's how it works. The frequency range from low to high is it's a little bit too technical to dive into, but if you're interested into that, I would definitely recommend you to Google overtones and isophones. So that will give you a little explanation how certain frequencies sound good or bad, or more active or less active, or more sharp, or for example around 4K is very sharp because through evolution that is the frequency of crying babies, so our ear are very sensitive at that frequency range. Anyway, that gets too technical right now, but the idea is that when you start with the lower register, you can already play a song. But if you play a song with the right hand, it sounds kind of boring. So I'm not sure if that was a fair comparison, but I guess you get the point. So left hand is body and or foundation, and the right hand is decoration, the roof of the building, the furniture of the building. It comes later. Just start with the foundation, start with the walls, and build your song or your improvisation from the ground up till you are ready to add the decorations, the melody. And it's not that difficult to add a very simple melody, because I'm going to give you an example. If we play just some color blocks, and I'm literally meaning that, like, you can randomly come up with note names, for example C, E, G, and C again. Or let's do F, that sounds a little bit better, I think. C, E, G, F. Let's come up with the most simple melody ever written in history. So the left hand was the C, E, G, F is kind of random, right? I wouldn't choose that in my own improvisations, but it still sounds okay if you just follow the patterns, the patterns of the red block. And the melody that we chose was only one note. So the idea behind that is that even a simple melody, and you're using the sustain pedal, it sounds like an ocean of warm sounds. Going back to the topic of the video, that helps you to reflect your emotion through the piano. And And I think you can learn the color blocks in one day. At least the red color block, you can learn that in one day. And to add emotion, I think you can do that in 30 days. Because emotion requires a little bit of training. And I'm going to break it down for you, because emotion sounds like this magic word that you need like thousands of hours of practice, but no, emotion is just a collaboration between speed and dynamics. So let me give a quick example of that. Speed. Let's start slow to fast. Gradually. You get the point, right? But this is not where we get emotion. We also need dynamics. Let me first demonstrate dynamics individually. I mean without speed. So let's start soft, and then from soft to loud. That's an exercise you can do just looking by this video. But emotion is when you combine the two of them. So you add dynamics and speed from slow and soft to fast and loud. Let's start with soft and slow, and we gradually move towards fast and loud. So we start with soft and slow. And back. Do you get the idea? So let me just demonstrate as an improvisation, and you hear this all the time. I change between the speed and dynamics simultaneously from low intensity to high intensity, and from high intensity to low intensity. Exactly the same as the ocean's waves. The waves in the ocean go like this, and music goes like this. It's that simple. So we basically follow the nature. So let me give an example. I will just come up with an improvisation using only color blocks and using only a melody that I've never played before. I just come up with right now, and that's it. We start slow, or let's say we start low intensity, so slow and soft. Okay. I hope that makes sense. A quick summary of what we talked about today. If you feel a little bit down, upset, or depressed, you can use the piano that is in the corner of your room. You can use it as your emotional outlet. I provide very structured training for you to achieve this, and I have an obsession to teach people in the most simple way by bypassing traditional training or bypassing like beliefs about playing the piano that you need talent, or maybe you thought it was you think like, oh, if I started way back then, I would have had this certain level today. But I think if you look at yourself at 10 years and then look back to today, you would think in 10 years, like, if you don't start, then in 10 years you would think like, oh, the same as you think right now about 20 years ago. So that is not only with piano playing, that's with a lot of other skills as well. Like, oh, if I would start my business 10 years ago, I would already be there. Or if I would start with this business idea 10 years ago. But it's all like a path. It all happens in a way that you cannot predict. So I would just invite you to start today, and that will be great. So if you like this video, you can subscribe to the channel, and if you want to have more personalized feedback on your piano playing, piano progress, then you can click the link below where there is a classroom with customized training for you, and because we can hop on a call together and then we dive into your goal. There's also on-demand training, so there are like 50 pre-recorded, very short pre-recorded videos, very hands-on. If you have questions, you can DM me or the community, because there are right now 180 other members who are learning every day the piano through the color block methods. So that would be great. And if you have any questions, let me know. And if you have feedback for me, I'm also very happy to hear about it. So I hope you like this video, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.